fan of Squid Game, therefore I'm impressed that the Season 2 red light green light sequence is better than the original. After its 2021 premiere, the Korean series Squid Game, which was praised at the time for its grim tone and social satire, gained a global following. In addition, Squid Game Season 1 features superb suspense, a well-developed cast of characters and amazing world building. The first season received multiple Emmy and Golden Globe nominations and has an outstanding 95% rating on Rotten Tomatoes. Fans were naturally wary of follow-up seasons due to how popular the seasons are. Nevertheless, Netflix is enabling creator Hwang Dong-hyuk to realize every aspect of his 3-season ambition for the program. Squid Game Season 3 will premiere in 2025, marking the conclusion of the series. Season 2 premiered on December 26, 2024. Even if the second season isn't as good as the first, there are still some standout scenes and components. The most noteworthy is the red light green light moment from Squid Game Season 2, which surpasses the scene from Season 1 by doing the impossible. With the exception of red light, green light, Squid Game Season 2 introduces new games instead of rehashing the same ones. In order to maintain continuity between various sets of Squid Games, the most recent version of the children's game features the return of the mechanical doll, who appears benign but is actually malevolent. Every game being the same or entirely different would feel out of place. Fortunately, they alter the red light, green light game's happenings just enough to make it entertaining to watch. It's interesting to note that Season 2's stop-and-go game is more suspenseful than the first. I was aware that Squid Game had a murderous component going into Season 1, but I had no idea how graphic the red light, green light game would go. The red light, green light game in Squid Game Season 2 is more nerve-wracking to watch because of the foreshadowed knowledge of how horrible the game could get if players move. The second game creates a tangible suspense that makes me hold my breath, whereas the first game is utter chaos. I couldn't help but keep an eye out for any tiny movement that the doll might pick up. The atmosphere eventually devolves from intolerable suspense into mayhem when the Squid Game organizers blatantly manipulate the red light, green light game's conclusion by releasing a bee. Squid Game Season 1 and Season 2 both follow the same rules and gameplay, however the Netflix series makes significant alterations to keep the action interesting. The biggest shift is that Jae-hun is attempting to warn everyone since he knows exactly what will happen if they move. Unfortunately, his claim seems so absurd that the other players don't believe him. However, when the first group is shot, they adopt a different mindset. Furthermore, despite knowing that other players would be killed, Thanos begins pressuring them to help him win. The character of Squid Game Season 2 was defined by this scene, which also established the audience's expectations for his future actions. Additionally, viewers get to see the masked men's point of view, which was absent from the first season. The spectacle is enhanced by the awareness that they are also being preyed on and influenced. These modifications give the red light, green light game more visual and narrative variety, which keeps it engaging. Jae-hun returns to the field to save a man who is shot in the leg in the final big alteration, believing that the character could have a greater chance of dying. When the masked men allow Jae-hun to save the man in order to shoot the eliminated player in front of the returning champion, the optimism only heightens the tragedy. This scene foreshadows the dismal conclusion to Squid Game Season 2. Squid Game Season 2's first 2 episodes are noticeably slower than those of Season 1. To comprehend Jae-hun's ultimate strategy while returning to the games, the knowledge is essential. The fact that these episodes are difficult to watch after the first season's frantic conclusion remains unchanged. But once the games begin, Season 2 maintains its tempo. The most compelling new characters in Squid Game Season 2 have a complex and realistic vibe. In the second season, the player's internal conflict is equally important. The new Lethal Kids games captured my interest. Even though I detested the shoot-off in the last episode, I have to praise Hwang Dong-hyuk for his ability to develop a plot and world in spite of my reservations. Undoubtedly, Squid Game Season 2 will enthrall viewers in the same way that the previous season did.